Good morning. Today I want to go over this blog about a system inside the body called your glymphatic system. There's 9 total systems inside the body. There's the master nervous system, immune, lymphatic, which is part of this glymphatic system, endocrine, muscular system, skeletal system, cardiovascular, digestive, respiratory, urinary, and reproductive. The master nervous system controls and coordinates all other systems, and it's basically like the internet inside of you. And it's what allows all the other cells and systems to communicate and know what's going on, so that your body can continually change and adapt to your environment and your internal and external requirements to stay healthy and to live. What you want to know is that the nervous system, the neurons, require activation that happens mainly from movement. The more you move, the more you exercise, the more you activate your brain. Most of the benefits of exercise are not for the cardiovascular system. It's because it actually activates the brain, which then in turn runs all the subsystems better, and in turn you get cardiovascular benefits. But today what I want to specifically talk about is the brain itself, and that the brain requires 4 things to work properly. It requires proper activation, proper oxygen, proper nutrients, and lastly, proper detoxification. So what you want to know is that this glymphatic system was only discovered around 2012-ish, and they found that there's a lymphatic system all throughout the brain that helped the brain drain itself. We always thought that there was no lymphatics up in the brain. But the lymphatic system is mainly made from the glial cells, which is like the helper cells up in the brain, so it's not the neurons. And these glial cells, and they're called glial, that's why this is called the glymphatic system. And they create this drainage system from basically the head, and then the head, all of the waste products that have to get out drain down into the neck, into your deep cervical lymph nodes. They go through the cervical lymph nodes to clean up the garbage, we'll call it, and then whatever is not trouble will get sent into the bloodstream to then again get cleaned again through your liver and all of your phase 1, phase 2 liver detoxification and kidneys, and that's how things get out. What you want to know is that the highest metabolic tissue will create the most toxins because it's just highly metabolic. Those tissues are heart, kidney, liver, lungs, but brain is number 1. 20% of the total oxygen inside your body goes to the brain, and 25% of the glucose goes to your brain. And yet on a weight basis, your brain makes up only about 2% of your total brain. So it is by far the highest metabolic tissue inside of you, and it has a lot of lymphatics that help drain it. So the neck again does 2 things that's really important for anyone to get healthy. Your neck is the number 1 area that has the most receptors to activate the neurons, to turn the neurons on, to then run the entire brain, nervous system, and subsystems. And your neck is where the brain drains out all of the byproducts, the enormous amount of byproducts and waste products that are produced from just normal workings. So when you get brain-based care, you're activating the brain to let the master system work better. And at the same time, what you're doing is you're activating the brain, which also changes the secondary system called your musculoskeletal system. Your muscles really are the pump for your lymphatics. If the muscles have a lot of tension, then your lymphatics becomes very stagnant and it doesn't move. So the toxins stay inside of you. If your brain is working better from brain-based care and your muscles have better tone and there's not nearly as much tension, then over a time frame, your muscles will move and pump and your lymphatics will drain. So when you get a brain-based care treatment here at my office, you activate the brain, which makes the brain work better overall, and also by doing that, you're activating the subsystem called the musculoskeletal system, which then improves muscle tone and helps the brain drain better through the glymphatic system. So brain-based care, in my opinion, is essential for all chronic cases, period. You are not going to get someone better by doing functional medicine, nutrition, and nutrients only, because you're missing the physical component. And if we remember again, the thing that moves us away from being optimally healthy, and optimal health is physically strong, mentally clear, emotionally sound, and socially balanced. That comes from the World Health Organization. What moves us away from that optimal health is stressors, three types: physical, chemical, mental, emotional. When we say mental, emotional, I think we all assume that that's what stress is, and it's not true. That's just one type of stress. Overall, your overall load of stress is called your allostatic load. And mental, emotional stressors can contribute to your overall allostatic load. Your biggest stress usually comes from chemical stress, from foods that you're eating that are incorrect, creating sustained inflammatory responses, and then breaking down the brain and the body. And then lastly is physical stress from lack of movement, lack of exercise, and also lack of activation of the brain, and then your brain, the master system, does not drain out properly. When we don't drain out properly, these toxic byproducts stay in there, and they can create transneural degeneration, which is not permanent neurodegeneration. They can create permanent neurodegeneration in the form of Alzheimer's, dementia, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and also multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease, and any other issue going on like tremor or anything else. And it also can create neuropsychiatric symptoms like depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, anger, rage, sleep issues. So brain-based care is essential at activating the master nervous system and also at allowing the brain to drain properly so that your master nervous system can function at the highest level possible. As that nervous system goes up or down in function, your health simply follows. So hopefully you found this interesting, and if you have any questions, please let us know. Have a great day.